Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of No More Yes Girls, where we, your hosts, Vivian and Vianney, talk about our healing journey.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh my goodness, sister. I feel like I haven't talked to you in a while.
I know, I know. It's been a week.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been a
I
long
think
week.
it's a lot has been going on. I think that's why.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Is it just me, or is there like so much busyness and so much just life happening at the same time?
Yeah, yeah. I
That's
think
how
it's
I
a little
feel.
bit of everything. Yeah,
It's
no, for
like
sure.
we're just so busy with life right now in general, and
Hmm.
it's crazy to me that we're almost at the end of the year now, and this
Yeah,
year has flown by so fast. And it's like we haven't, well, I mean, I don't know about you, but I haven't really have taken the time to actually analyze and see what the heck have I done in this this past year.
yeah,
It's just keep
yeah.
on
No,
going, and ultimately we should actually pause and reflect
take the
and
time.
be,
Hmm.
yeah, and be grateful to be where we're at, to have, again, to have a roof over our head and have working water, and be grateful with the life that we're choosing to have each and every day.
Yeah. Amen to that, sister.
But yeah, that's how I've been feeling lately.
Yeah. So our topic today, very interesting. So interesting.
I
So
feel
let's
like our
see.
topics have been very interesting and intriguing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but I think this one is a little bit more different, but I think it's also something that I really haven't heard about or anyone talk about. So I think it's about, when we start healing and then we kind of want everybody else, to join us.
Yeah.
But we can't force them and we can't fix them.
Yep.
So what are some things that we should not do, when people need to, or when we see that they need some healing but they're just quite not ready for. What do you think, like,
Yeah.
have
So,
you thought about, or have you done it yourself, where you see somebody and you're like, maybe if you try this or you do that and they're just quite not ready for it yet? No te desespera sometimes, like.
oh yeah, of course, it tests my patience.
Right. Right. Which again, and right now that you said it tests my patience, that's something we also need to work on, our
Yeah.
patience,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it happens for a reason.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And again, you come to a point where you have to really acknowledge and reflect that, okay, they're not in a mentality where they're not going to receive or accept what I'm going to say or
Hmm.
do. They're gonna, I still want to support them, but how can I support them um, without forcing them to do what I say, or without forcing them to fix their situation because I am able to see what's wrong and they probably couldn't or can't.
Yeah.
But in reality, we shouldn't be butting our heads
Right.
in their situation, even though it can be so easy for us to do so. I mean, I've done it with past relationships. I mean, I've done it with some of even my current relationship too early on. Um, Even with us when I felt like I was probably pressuring you to do something you didn't want to at the time, like this podcast. I've been telling you for
Hmm.
the past, I don't know, what is it, year and a half, that we should start something. And
Yeah.
you would just tell me, yeah, that sounds cool, that sounds interesting. But I knew your heart wasn't in there just yet, like
Yeah.
mine was.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like as much as I wanted to tell you consistently and almost every day or at least every month, I had to really step back and be and let you actually let me know when it was okay.
Yeah.
Because again, like I just didn't want to force you to do something you don't want to. And
Yeah.
I've became super big on that. Even the last maybe in the last 5 years, forcing people they don't want to do or forcing people not forcing people to do what they don't want to and not trying
Hmm.
to into their lives, not trying to fix them, quote unquote. Um, but it's hard. It's hard because you
Yeah.
love those people. It can be your
Yeah.
parents, it can be your siblings, it can be your significant others, your kids.
Hmm.
At times, and it's hard. It's really hard, but that's where we have to really take the step back and let them figure it out on their own. Because
Yeah.
if we continue to figure it out for them, we create a dependency that they're always going to be after us because of that.
Hmm.
Because we can solve every problem they have, no problem. When in reality, they should solve their own problems by themselves.
Yeah.
Um, Like our parents always says, porque un día me voy a morir y no voy a estar aquí, ¿quién les va
Yeah.
a ayudar?
Yeah. And you know what? It's everybody has their own timeline.
Right.
So everybody has their own time of healing or their own time to be ready for certain things. Like, yeah, you're right. You had been telling me about this and we should do it, we should do it. For me, I just wasn't ready yet.
Yep.
It just wasn't my time.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you, stepping back because then when we got back and you're like, hey, this, that, okay, you know what? Let's do it. No hesitation, no nothing. I was ready for it. And sometimes that's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard
Yeah.
to be patient. It's hard to step back porque a veces estás como de, oye, pero no entiendes, like imagine todo lo que se podría hacer, pero
Yeah.
es que no estamos todos en
Yeah.
ese mismo nivel,
Yeah.
and al menos que, they ask for advice or they see you and they're like, oh, then it's different because you can give them the advice. Most of the time they still won't understand, but at least you planted that little seed,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, okay, and when they're ready, they know that they can go back or they can ask. But going back to creating that dependency, we go back to the same thing. That's how we were
Yep.
raised.
Yeah.
That's how we
That
were
is
raised. So
true.
it's hard. Aunque uno diga, oh yeah, I did the healing and yeah, I don't depend on anybody, but you don't depend on anybody, but yet you want to fix other people
Hmm.
and have them depend on you, but
Hmm.
knowing that that's something we still have to work on and we still have to
Yeah.
let go.
Yeah.
So again, like we've mentioned over and over again, it's a healing process. It doesn't happen overnight, and it's something that we're probably going to continue doing for the rest of our lives, just as long as we change our mentality and break cycles.
Yep.
But we'll keep falling back. Right now I just noticed that and I'm like, oh shoot, that's something that now I go back and I'm like, yeah, I try not to fix everything, but we do still fall in that pattern.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's completely, I mean, I don't want to say it's normal because it's not, but I mean, falling back, it's okay to fall back, but you realize it. See, right now I realize this, so now I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Just by listening to you, it's like, yeah, I'm going back. Like that's something I'm trying to break, but yet I do find myself doing that once in a while.
Yeah. Like you don't think about it, it just comes. You do it without realizing that you're actually doing it. Hasta que
Yeah.
you're in the middle of it and you're like, oh crap, I I need to break away from this or I need to take a step back.
Yeah. Pero sabes qué? Que that's the neat thing about healing.
Yeah.
When you start doing, when you begin your journey of healing, because you can, even though it'll sneak up on you and you'll do it without, you'll do it unconsciously, you still realize it. And the moment you realize, you're like, wait a minute, that's not, that is not where I want to be,
Hmm.
and then you start making the change again. See, otherwise, we continue doing it ni siquiera sin pensarlo. And we just continue because that's what we're used to, because that's how we grew up, because
Yeah.
and just, you just continue doing it. It's just a cycle. But
And
then, when you realize it, it's great, because you're like, okay, wait, I still have work to do.
yeah, and not get frustrated.
Yeah.
And not get, and I think, I mean, I know with my parents sometimes I can get very frustrated with them when we don't do a specific thing or a specific, yeah, like if we don't do something in a specific way. I know sometimes they can
Hmm.
get frustrated. I mean, growing up, that's how it was. "Ah, es que así no se hace. Tú no sabes, quítate." And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, well then there goes my learning and there goes what I'm supposed to actually take away from this. No hacemos nada. And it's like, okay, and then later on it comes around again and we try to do it again and then they get frustrated because we're not doing it right.
Yeah.
It's just the same cycle over and over again and until you really put your foot down and be like, I'm gonna do it, even if you don't like it, but that's how I'm gonna learn. If I keep doing it, if I keep practicing, it's like cooking. Your first meal, your first home cooked meal is not gonna come out probably the best. You
Right.
might mess up here and there. You might forget an ingredient here and there. You might burn your food, but that's the first step. You're actually taking the first step. And the more you practice, the more your food comes out 10 times better. And the more you continue to do it, you perfect it. Sometimes you have to learn it on your own in order to advance and either have a better life or learn to be more independent. And I feel like
Yeah.
in our culture, dependency is super big and the fixing portion is super big and forcing enforcing stuff is also something pretty big that we also need to acknowledge and try to
Yeah.
get away from that in order to be more independent for ourselves and to help other people too.
Yeah. Yeah. Along with patience and along with listening,
Yeah. Yeah.
because we never, we were never taught to listen. And I'm not talking about listening like I'm going to sit here and listen to you. I'm talking about really listening, and trying to read in between the lines of what people are trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Because muchas de las veces escuchamos para defendernos.
Yeah.
So what you do, and because that's what happened. That's, I mean, again, that's how we grew up. There was oh, but ya dije, se acabó.
Hmm.
Nobody, they silence you. So then what happens? Then you start doing the same thing, because then you start feeling attacked. So then you go back and you try to defend yourself, and we don't listen. And that's something I know for me personally with my kids. I had to learn to sit back and listen to them, because I used to sit down for hours with my then older daughter when she was a teenager. But every time she would say, "Mom, but it's because you," well, it's because tú no sabes. Es porque pues te estoy diciendo because I'm your mom, because I know better. But I wasn't listening to her feelings, what she was trying to tell me. As soon as she would say, "Mom, but you," I was done. I was defending myself, and I still todavía ni siquiera terminaba de escuchar lo que estaba tratando de decir, or I wasn't even reading between the lines.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that goes hand in hand with everything else, because we wanted to fix the problem before we even knew what the problem was. And yeah, and that's what it is. And so it's hard when we listen. First we have to listen the whole thing through in order to figure out, okay, let's see what's going on. Let's, if I can help you, I'll help you if you're asking for help,
Yeah.
but not trying to fix it before I even know, or just because they're trying to tell me what they're going through, me trying to fix it right away when probably they're not ready for it.
Yeah. Or they were just venting.
They're just trying to, yeah, they're just trying to vent.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I always ask, do you want my opinion? Do you want me to just listen? Or do you need to just vent? And
Or
I
do you
mean,
need advice?
yeah,
Yeah.
you need advice. I mean, and it's all communication as well.
Yeah.
Communicating exactly what it is you're looking for. Because I mean, we're not mind readers. We can't
Hmm.
figure out what you want. We have to we have to verbally state, and they also have to verbally tell us what they want. And I know it's hard. It's hard. It can be hard. I don't know why we made it so hard to talk to other people in this society. Everybody has emotions and everybody can get triggered and everybody, but you just feel it. I mean, if you learn to feel their vibe and if you can see where they're coming from, if it's a genuine conversation, just let yourself be free. Let yourself say what is you want to say. Sometimes, yes, it can be a difficult conversation, but there's no need to scream, there's no need to yell, there's no need to throw stuff, there's no need to um, be in a fight or flight mode consistently. No, just hear them out and vice versa. And another thing too, interrupting when other people are talking, like that's,
Hmm.
I know sometimes I can get like that too. But I do it more so because I'm excited to talk about it and my excitement
Yeah.
just comes out. Where I also have to take it back a notch or bring it down a notch because the person is not finished talking. And but I feel like if we it's just again all of it comes down to just communicating and really trying not to fix whatever situation they may be going through, even if you already went through that situation and you already know what the outcome may be, or you already know what path they might be taking. You just have to let them. And I know it freaking sucks. I know. I've lived it with some of my siblings. I lived it with my partners, and it was just for me, it was just so easy to fix it. And honestly, I'm actually, before I started my healing journey, I always thought that was also part of love.
Mm.
Fixing the situation
Yeah.
with my significant other or fixing the situation with my parents or siblings because I thought I was helping them.
Hmm.
When in reality, it was hurting them. It was hurting them
And
because they weren't,
yourself.
yeah, and myself because I wasn't learning and they weren't learning.
Yeah.
And it was taking a toll on me and my overthinking because it's like, oh my God, I just did that for them. Like, why are they doing this? Or why are they treating me this way if I do
Hmm.
everything for them? If I fix
Yep.
every problem they have? And yeah, it's hard because if you also get yourself into that victim mentality of like you're the one always doing and doing and doing and fixing and forcing and telling them what to do, it drains you. It drains you and it's not a way to live. It really is not. And yeah, then I realized like, oh my gosh, I was I was just in and out of my head, and this was not love. Love is not forcing people to do something
Yeah.
they don't want to.
Yeah. And again, I mean, it goes back to to learning how to listen,
Yeah,
to learning how to listen and to have patience
yeah,
and knowing that we can't fix everything because we fall again in that same cycle.
yeah,
But it's a matter of time and recognizing, that I think that would be the first step is just to recognize that you cannot, you know, fix everything. You got to fix yourself. That's the only thing you can do.
mm,
Is fix yourself. Once you fix yourself, then everything else around you, you'll start seeing, you know, other things that need to be fixed, but you're gonna know that you're not gonna be able to do it. And other people will also need to do the journey. Something que yo I don't let me see, you tell me, sister. I don't think it's considered trying to fix somebody, but I don't know. I want to hear your thought. So a mí me gusta mucho just to tell people, this is what could happen or this is what you could do, even though I know that they're not ready for it, but I like to put in that little seed. I like to plant that little seed and be like, yeah, this, you can do this or you can do that, sabiendo que they're not going to listen. Because I know that later on, when they're finally ready, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, I remember you told me this one time. Like, I don't know if do you think that's considered like fixing? Because como yo me gusta decirle, like, for example, my daughter, I
Mhm.
constantly tell my daughter, mija, you need to do this and this and this because later on in life, um, te va a servir, right? But again, she's still young, she's still learning. There's some of us that learn on our own. Like you said, we have to do it by ourselves in order to figure it out. But then along the line, things happened. Y lo que le dije, most of the time happens. And then she comes back and she's like, oh my God, mom, you were so right. You know, now what? Like, okay, ahora qué pasó? Like, what can I do? Or what, you know, is that like considered fixing, do you think?
I think it's more advice. I think it's more like but again, I think the way you would communicate it would
Mm-hmm.
be would be more of an advice. Um and how you say it too. I think would
Yeah.
probably be considered more of a fixing situation. If you were to saying like, hey, by the way, um, or just asking them like, is it okay if I can um give you some advice and just a simple yes or no answer should suffice. Um, or it can be like, hey, I see you doing X, Y, and Z. Have you thought about the outcome of X, Y, and Z? And probably just, I think it wording it and communicating it in a more kind and loving way.
Right. Yeah.
Because if fixing, we're talking about like no, that's not how you do it. That's not how like being passive aggressive, I guess you can say.
Mm,
Because
mm-hmm.
I mean, that's how we were raised. We were raised in like people talking to us and vice versa in a passive aggressive way. And or just always trying to intervene whatever problems people may have. And and I think the trust too. Like I with you and my niece and your daughter, I mean, yeah, you're her mom. You're her mom. Of course
Right.
you're not gonna have that you're gonna have that trust with her. Whereas if it's like a random stranger or if it's somebody outside of your immediate family, you would probably word it a little different.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, it's always respectful because
Yeah.
I feel like I'm very opinionated.
Yeah.
And so I
Yeah, you
don't
are.
know if, yeah,
Yeah, and you
it's
can
not
be
a
very
feeling, it's the
direct
truth.
too, and that's okay.
But I'm saying, like, I don't think, I don't feel like I'm trying to fix people. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to, like, well, I feel like I'm very opinionated and I say things. I think it just depends who I say it to.
Yeah. I was gonna
Because
say,
I know that there's some
yeah.
people that I change my words and I'm like, well, maybe you should try doing it this way, or hey, have you ever thought about this, or things like that. And then there's some other people where I'm just like, no, that's just how, like, I think it's just like I just kind of match your energy.
Yeah.
It's like however you're gonna talk, I'll just match your energy. But I do feel like I'm very opinionated. I don't know if I I try to fix things. Like, I don't feel like I'm trying to fix it. I just feel like I need to tell you because I don't want later on in life for you to say, es que nadie me dijo, you know? I just have that, like, and I don't know, maybe it's just a part of me
Yeah.
where nobody told me and I just want everybody to know, like,
Yeah.
Like, no, 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 no. Like, I see, like, things happen this way.
Yeah, I mean you've always, ever since I can remember, you've always been that way. But not everybody is going to take it that way either.
Right.
And
Right.
people are going to take it that people are probably going to take it that you're offensive, that
Hmm.
you hurt their feelings, or
Yeah.
are very direct and are rude,
Hmm.
or roughing up some feathers, like an ex-manager told me.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, I
But
was just communicating what I was doing. That's it.
yeah. Yeah. But I think, again, I think that we are, well, at least myself, I'm in a position, or I've worked, um, so much in my healing journey where I understand that most of the time it's not me. It's
Hmm.
you're gonna get
Yep.
offended because, you know, you're not there yet.
Yeah.
And I get that. I mean, I don't get offended with that. A veces, I mean, no que sea burlesca o que me esté riendo, but it's just like you're not, if you're gonna try to hurt me, or, talk about, it's not gonna hurt because I know you're saying it out of a place where you're not quite there yet,
Yep.
and that's completely fine. Maybe sometimes I'm not going to say, oh, I say things, maybe it probably did come out rude at some point because it's very direct, but I don't feel like, I mean,
That was
I'm only in
your intent.
control. I'm only in control of what I say.
Hmm.
I'm not in control of how you feel or how you take it.
Hmm.
I can't control that.
Yep.
So I'm very aware of that. So it really doesn't bother me. I wonder sometimes, like, does it sound like I'm fixing somebody, or the way I say things, does it come out that way, like I'm trying to control what you're doing or what you're saying, or what, again, I know it's their perspective and however they want to see it, but then sometimes I do, like, I don't know, I wonder. I don't know, we're all different.
Yeah.
So
Do you happen to tell them over and over again, or is it just a one-time statement and that's it?
no, most of the time I repeat myself, but again, sometimes it's like, okay, I just want you to be better, like I want you to do good. And then it comes to the point where I'm like, because see, when I repeat myself, it's because most of the time they tell me, oh, so ¿qué piensas de esto? Or ¿cómo puede hacer esto? And then I find myself repeating myself because I already told you before, and
Yeah.
then you're asking me again. So then I'm telling you again. And then it's just like, why are you asking if we're not getting anywhere?
Yeah.
You know what I
Well, at
mean?
least, yeah. Well, at least they're asking. They weren't asking me and I was giving a
Yeah.
solution. I mean,
Yeah.
I've always been guilty about that. Like I was just interfering with whatever problems they probably were venting with me, and I'm over here solving their problem,
Yeah.
trying to fix the situation they're in or help
Yeah.
them in there when they weren't even asking for help. They weren't even asking my opinion or my advice or anything.
Yeah. And now that I say that out loud, me quedé pensando, maybe it's just like it's testing my patience,
Mhm.
of
Yeah.
having to repeat over and over again. And it's like, okay, wait a minute, like maybe they're getting somewhere. I'm just probably not giving them the benefit of the doubt. Now that I say it out loud, I'm like, maybe that's just what it is. Because again, I'm well aware that we all have a different timeline and we all learn differently.
Yep.
And sometimes, there's people that you have to constantly be repeating and repeating and repeating for them to understand or for them to get it.
Yeah.
That was good. Okay. Okay. I fixed myself.
There you go. Sometimes you have to talk out loud in order to find your own solution.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh my
this
goodness.
happened to me before too, where I actually just talk out loud, and or if I'm dealing with a problem or if I'm dealing with something and I talk to somebody out loud and it's like it clicks. It just clicks. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, now I understand.
I get it. Yeah. Yeah, well, that was interesting. Well, thank you for letting me vent.
Let me ask you this. How can you support somebody without fixing their situation?
In my opinion, supporting somebody, I think, like I said, listening to what they have to say, but really just sitting there and just letting them vent. Because I think that uh, we can pretty much get to the bottom of what they are feeling or what they want to say when you just listen.
Hmm.
You can hear their emotion, you can feel what they're feeling, and if you just listen, I think that's a big support. Again, si te preguntan, for advice, then only if they ask, or what your opinion on the situation.
Right.
I think that would be like the healthiest, and not blame them
Hmm.
where they don't where they feel like it's their fault, whatever they're going through,
Yes.
just to help them understand, hey, it's okay. Like we all go through situations, and even if it was their fault, just help them understand, hey, we all make mistakes,
Hmm.
as long as we learn from them, as long as we don't keep, committing the same mistake over and over and over again. And I think, you know what? Um, I think that helps a lot, not in many situations, not just in healing trauma, but like maybe addictions, uh, you know, violence, because most of the times s- a lot of I feel that a lot of people, because they already get blamed for a mistake that they did, you just kind of like continue making the same mistake because you have already been categorized as that type of person. So then what's the point if nobody believes in you,
Yeah.
you know? And because um I've worked with teenagers, and I have, when I used to talk to them, and they would say that, like, why do you believe in me if nobody else believed in me? And it's just like, really? And they're like, yeah, like they were bad. And I'm talking about because I used to work at the school. It's not that they were bad, they were just trying to get the attention. The problem is that they were getting the wrong attention because that's the only attention that they could get. So other teachers would categorize them as, kids que no entienden or misbehaved, and they just don't want to do anything, and it's like, no, they just want to be understood.
Hmm.
And I would get that a lot, like, why are you constantly there with us? Like, why are you constantly talking to us and making sure that we're doing good? Like, nobody cares for us. Like, I do. And even now, that I don't work there and I haven't worked there in a few years, those kids still call me. They're not kids no more, they're all adults. But they still, send me a message to see how I'm doing and stuff like that. And it's just those little things where I'm like, just take the time to listen to people
Yeah.
and not judge them, just believe in them, help them see the great they have within them,
Yeah.
because I mean, whatever, ¿cómo te diré? Como whatever I'm good at is not the same thing you're good at, you know? So, and sometimes we don't see that.
Yeah.
And I know because um you're and and it's funny because when we started this, you are the one that kept telling me, hey, you're really good at expressing and you're really good. And I didn't see that. And still sometimes I'll go back and look at the podcast and I'm like, that's me. Like, I didn't see that. Sometimes we need people to tell us that, hey, you really like you are this type of person, or hey, this is captivating of you from you. Like, this is what helps. And Te digo, because sometimes we don't see it.
Yeah.
For me, it's just, I'm just me. Like, there's no, I'm just me. But a veces we doubt ourselves. And I think
Mhm.
that just by listening, I think that helps support people a lot. And, to help them understand who they are and support them in what they like and, you know, um, help them bring out the best of them.
Yeah. Being kind. Just being
Hmm.
kind. It doesn't cost anything.
Yeah. Because everybody's going through something.
Oh, all the time.
Hmm.
100% all the time. But but yeah, that was definitely something to reflect on for sure. For me, it would be like how to support them, trying not to fix them, is also reviewing it in oneself. Because if I feel the urge or if I feel the need to step in when they're going through whatever it is they're going through, that's where I have to stop myself because unless, of course, unless they ask, I have to stop myself in trying to solve whatever situation they're in. Now, another thing I also want to touch base on is if they're going through something that you've never been in, you have no opinion, you have
Right.
no advice,
Yep.
you have no judgment,
Hmm.
you have no authority to say something.
Yep.
Because, I mean, I've heard it so many times with people, I mean, with family members, acquaintances, and I, for instance, on my social media. Oh, I would get so many opinions. So many people say, "Oh, you should do this. You should do that. Oh, because you need to do it this way, or you need to reach out in order to grow, or you need to do that." And it's like, are you doing it?
Hmm.
You the one who is trying to figure it out?
Hmm.
Are you where I want to be? Are you no? Or it's
Yep.
just so easy. It's so easy for other people um to
Give their opinion.
criticize and put their opinion in a situation that they've never been before
Yeah.
and trying to fix that situation that they've never been before.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's no, you just
Yeah.
don't have the authority. You and people don't. Like I hear and I still hear it up to this day. People um try to criticize a lot about my life and the way I chose to live and and the way I chose to heal, but they're not healing or
Right.
they're not doing the work, but they're trying to fix whatever situation they think I have or whatever problem they think I have.
Hmm.
So, I want to emphasize that. You do
Yeah.
not have the audacity. You do
Hmm.
not have the audacity to take input in somebody's life that you've never been through or experienced in.
Yeah. And I'm very big on that. I never ever give advice on something I personally have never ever gone through. And that's because I don't take advice from people that
Yeah.
I don't like when people come and tell me, "Oh, you should do this, you should do that." No, the same as you.
Yeah.
Like you haven't been through it. So why are you even talking about it?
Mhm.
And that's something. And sometimes I feel bad because muchas veces, "Oh, what do you think?" And I honestly I answer, ¿sabes qué? I've never been through that, so I
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't.
Mhm.
and I'm honest because I can't. How am I gonna try to make somebody feel better when I don't know the feeling?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's como like, igual when like someone, because us, thank God we still have our parents. But when somebody loses a parent, there's no way I'm gonna
Oh,
sit
yeah.
there and say, lo siento. I don't. I can't tell you something I've never felt.
Yeah.
That's just, and that's me. All I do is I just give them a prayer, and I just say, God, please help them, give them strength, because there's no way I can sit there and say, oh, lo siento mucho. I I haven't gone through it yet,
Yeah.
you know? And primeramente Dios, it doesn't happen soon, but it's just something I cannot, give an opinion for,
Yeah.
and or an advice. But I try to be very big on, you know, and honest. I can't, like, I haven't gone through it. I wouldn't know what to tell you. So I can't, anything else. And if I've gone through it, I'm willing to help you, pero si no, no,
Yeah.
like, no puedo.
Yeah.
So it's just, and right now that I'm telling you that, um, I go back and I'm thinking, because I've been married as long as my mom and my dad have been married, or were married, and they got a divorce up at where I'm at right now. I don't think my mom and my dad, um, they've never given me advice. And even if they try to, it's like, please don't.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
there's no way you can give me advice. And it's not to be mean or anything, but it's like it didn't work. So I know that I have to, figure it out myself. Y no es lo mismo, you know? And I mean, even that within itself is a healing journey.
Yeah.
But the marriage part, but it is, you know you come to realize, like, there's times where, now my mom and my dad, there's no way they can say, maybe you guys should do this, or maybe you should try that. I mean, nunca se han metido. They've never given us advice, but either way, like, I think about it and I'm like, they only made it this long. Like,
Yeah.
you know
You're on
but
your own after that.
yeah, well, I mean, even before that, I was on my own, but it's still, because it's not the same thing,
But yeah.
But either way, yeah, it's something that, and that's good. That's good que ellos nunca, se han metido, no han dicho, "Oh, ¿por qué no lo hacen de
Yeah.
esta forma? Porque no?"
Yeah.
Al contrario, they're like, well, at least for my dad, he's like, man, that's good lo que están haciendo, qué bueno que están echándole ganas,
Yeah.
that's the only thing. He's more supportive. But
Yeah.
other than that, like, they don't try to give any type of marital
Yeah.
advice.
And the times that they have been, it hasn't really resulted pretty well for them.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, for instance, sorry, Dad, but I'm going to put you under the bus here. For instance, so as many of you know, my partner and I are not married.
Mm,
We're together. We've been together for going on 5 years now. And it's something that we've been choosing. And I'm okay with it. He's okay with it. As long as we're okay with it, that's all that matters. Everything outside is just noise. And if we ever decide to get married, great. We're all for it. And if we don't, we are okay with that as well. And a lot of people don't understand that or wouldn't
mhm,
be able to go through that. And which I totally understand too. But because I already went through it and I've been married before, like it just, to me, it's like, that's fine. It's fine if it happens, it's fine if it doesn't. And so my dad, he's been with his partner and he's not married with his partner. But they've been living together for, I don't know, maybe a couple years more than we have. So maybe 6, 7 years. And there was this one time that my dad had told me, it's just like, or had asked. It was like in a ask told way.
yeah. He was asking but telling you to do it
Telling
at
me
the
at the
same
same
time.
time. He was just like, well, of course, he told me in Spanish. But within the words like, por qué no se casan? Or why don't you guys get married? And then I remember I had looked at him and I was just like, why aren't you getting married? Or why aren't you married? And then he was just like, no, pues es que ya lo hice. Y le dije, pues yo también.
Yeah, me too. Been there, done
Yeah.
that.
And then he was just like stood quiet and was just like, pues, pero like he couldn't really tell me what else to say. And he's like, no, pues yo nomás decía, pues yo ya estoy viejo. And I started laughing and I was just like, mire, hasta que usted se case, yo también me caso.
Yeah.
And he just stood quiet and never asked again.
I'm my dad.
But again, it's like I know when it comes to like relationship advice or when it comes to marriage advice, I really don't take it from my parents. And my parents are also too the type where, which I'm grateful for, that they won't really interfere or butt into our lives because of it. They just support whatever we decide and go from there without butting in. Um, but at the same time, the few and only instances they tried, it didn't really go so well.
Yeah.
I also want to emphasize too, um, when it comes to forcing something or trying to fix a situation, it is not considered love. And I want to enforce that because I, for the longest time, thought it was, but because that's how we were taught and raised, if it's forced, it's not love.
Mm-mm.
It is not love. On the contrary, it's hurt.
Yeah.
And when you're fixing a situation because you think it's love, it is not. It's creating codependency and it's creating more overwhelmness and more hurt. Not only for
Yeah.
yourself, but for whoever you're trying to fix.
And at the end of the day, you're trying to do it for you,
Yeah.
not for the other person.
Yeah.
It's not for the other person.
Yeah.
Even though you want to try to mask it and say, no, 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 it's because I want to help them out because, I love them. I want them to do well. And you cannot push somebody to do something they don't want to do.
Yes.
It's not going to happen.
Yes.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you're doing it for you. You're doing it for you to feel better. And you really have to look back or really think and really look deep inside you and say, okay, why do I want to fix this person?
Mm.
Why do I really want to fix this person? Like, what am I lacking, or
Yeah.
what am I feeling guilty of?
Yes.
So yeah, that is a good point.
Yeah, I just wanted to emphasize it because I lived like that for many with my ex-husband and it's I was always fixing whatever situation he was putting himself into um and other family members as well and it's just I became so hurt and so enraged for so many years because of it and it's not love. And
Yeah.
especially if they tell you, oh, well, you're supposed to help me or fix this with me because we're supposed to do this together, when in reality, it's their problem or their situation that needs fixing, not yours.
Hmm.
And as well as people telling you or creating a codependency. How long are you going to have them depend on you?
Hmm.
And that should give you an idea. How long are you going to let that ride
Go
within your
on.
life go on? Yeah.
Hmm.
And how long are you willing to support that?
Yeah.
And if things don't change within a year or two or more or within years, and you're hopeful things are going to change, but you're still doing the same thing over and over again, you should probably look at that situation and change it.
Yeah. And let me just clarify this. We're talking about that the codependency that they depend on you to fix their situations or do everything for them, and you're extending yourself to do it.
Hmm.
We're not talking about them depending on you to get things done because they are doing their part. Because sometimes they're busy doing their part and then you're busy doing your part. And it's like, hey, can you help me? Or can you do this for me? Oh, yeah, sure. Because you're a team. That's different. We're talking about somebody who gets themselves into situations and then expects you to come and fix it because they can't fix it themselves.
Hmm.
That's what we're talking about. And then you're over here trying to help them fix the situation, fix what they did, and then you get the the worst part of the situation.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. Because I mean, I think we can. The reason why I want to clarify, because I was like, wait, do I do that? But no, I'm like, wait, I do that when my husband asks, hey, and I'm talking about my husband, hey, can you help me do this or do that? And I'll do it, because I know that most of the time, or he's not available or he can't do it. But then I know that if I'm not around, he's totally capable of doing everything.
Yeah.
He'll fix everything. But it's just we're talking, I just wanted to clarify that because I thought to myself, I'm like, wait, but I'm like, no, 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 we're talking about the situation of them getting themselves into situations and you having to go in and fix it for them,
Mhm.
where we shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah.
We're all individuals.
Yep. Hmm. And don't let it come to you second nature,
Mm-mm.
because sometimes without realizing it, it can come like that. But in reality, it's the way we were programmed, and we're trying to step away from that cycle.
Yeah,
So much to think about after this episode and really analyze. Are you a fixer? Are you a forcer? Are you
trying to
an
control it.
enabler? Hmm.
Mm, yeah,
And if so, just analyze it. Just really pay attention to the patterns that you have in your current situation or your current life, and see what areas for yourself you need to adjust.
yeah. Look deep, deep, deep within you and try to see, okay, wait, why am I trying to fix a situation that has nothing to do with me? Or why am I trying to fix this person? How is it affecting me? Why is it affecting me?
Mhm.
What have I not healed? Or, what's going on? Like what's triggering it?
Yeah. Once again, some questions to think about. And again, I'll be posting all the details in the description box. Continue to follow, listen, and subscribe to our podcast, our social media platforms. Once again, we both really, really, really appreciate everybody who have been leaving us amazing comments, grateful comments, thankful comments, or messages. I know we've been receiving a lot of super sweet messages lately,
Yeah.
and it really means the world to us and why we continue to do this.
And
And
suggestions on topics too. Thank you for
yeah,
your
and the
guys'
suggestions.
suggestions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you to the people who have messaged us about suggestions. Again, all of that information is going to be listed below where you can email us, DM us with any topics or suggestions or just whatever it is you want to tell us or concerns. Um, Again, we will continue seeing you every week. And until then, we're sending you a lot of love and light your way.
Bye. See you guys
Bye.
next week.
Yes.